Hi everyone, you're watching the Skywatch Media News Channel, and here's what's happening for the final week of October 2018. A catastrophic storm that was described as the most extreme typhoon of 2018 passed directly over Tinian and Saipan, located in the northern Mariana Islands, on October 25th. With sustained winds of 180 miles per hour as its eye passed directly over the islands, Super Typhoon Yutu was the strongest storm on record to ever hit U.S. soil and tied for the strongest storm on Earth for the year 2018. According to local officials, this storm was among the most powerful ever witnessed. The island of Saipan saw immense devastation, with many homes and roads destroyed, infrastructure severely compromised, with the island's power grid severely damaged, and distribution systems completely destroyed. The island residents of Saipan and Tinian are in a state of shock, many saying they have never seen a storm of this strength in their lifetime. The typhoon was so extreme that storm boards were ripping off of windows. The destruction is so rampant that residents are in desperate need of housing and emergency assistance. The Northern Mariana Islands are yet another U.S. territory to have been pummeled by a strong hurricane in the past 2 years. The U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico suffered calamitous strikes in the 2017 hurricane season, and Guam was recently struck by Typhoon Mangkhut. Images of the storm's aftermath in the Marianas were horrific. In Saipan, roadways were littered with downed power poles and trees. Cars were smashed by debris. Some were overturned by the powerful winds. What used to be buildings were reduced to piles of tin and wood. What photographers were witnessing was massive flooding in homes, roofs being blown off, storm shutters flying off concrete buildings, and the landscape being leveled. The devastation is so massive that the full extent of the destruction is not yet known. But here is another look at the destruction wrought by Super Typhoon Yutu. The long-term trends for storms is becoming a worrisome concern for our planet. Hurricanes Florence and Michael, which brought unprecedented flooding to the Carolinas and catastrophic wind devastation to northwest Florida, had already exceeded the expectations of climate forecasters who predicted a below-normal hurricane season for 2018. Despite what we are being told, Atlantic storms are becoming more intense, and they are lasting much longer. The average number of hurricanes that have formed since the year 1970 is 6. But as you can see from this animation, that number increased to 10 in 2017, which is widely considered as the worst year on record for storms. Hurricanes Harvey, Maria, and Irma cost a combined $265 billion to the economy, and they ruined the lives of thousands of people. The number of storms per year and the strength of each storm are determining factors in analyzing whether storm activity is becoming worse. There have been only 3 storms that reached Category 5 strength in the past decade, all occurring within the past 3 years. But the most powerful storms do not necessarily cause the most damage or last the longest amount of time. Harvey, which was Category 4, lasted for several days. It dropped historic amounts of rain, which nearly sunk an entire city. Data compiled over the past 24 years show that in 16 of those years, there has been an above-normal hurricane season, which is the worst on record. If you examine the data going all the way back to the year 1915, it clearly shows that hurricanes are intensifying. The increase in named storms can be attributed to a warming ocean. The warmer it gets, the more likely that storms will develop in the open waters. Hurricanes draw energy from deep below the ocean surface. Since the year 1970, ocean heat has become an accelerating factor. 2017 was the hottest year ever recorded for ocean temperatures. The warmer waters have allowed hurricane strength to speed up, allowing for rapid intensification, which was evident in 2017 when 40 separate cases of rapid intensification were recorded, the most in the past 35 years. A perfect example of this type of intensification was seen with Hurricane Michael prior to striking the panhandle of Florida earlier this month, going from a Cat 1 storm to a Cat 4 in less than 48 hours. And it was also evident with Hurricane Maria, prior to it hitting the island of Dominica, where the people had insufficient time to prepare for its devastation. The costliest U.S. storms on record post-Katrina have all occurred in the past 6 years, and rapid intensification was part of the reason why Maria cost an estimated $90 billion. As climate change continues to worsen, these records will no doubt be surpassed in short order. Back in early October, a powerful Category 5 hurricane named Walaka was captured by satellite imagery churning over the open waters of the Pacific as it neared the Hawaiian Islands. The storm actually received very little international attention because it didn't hit any major population areas. Even so, the impact of this storm was significant to the environment. What the storm managed to accomplish was to quietly make a remote island of Hawaii disappear from satellite imagery. This before and after image shows the island as it appeared back in May of 2018 and what it looks like after the storm had passed. All that is left of the island is tiny stretches of sand. The rest is hidden below the ocean. Images such as these attest to the diversity of our ecosystem, which is slowly but surely being dismantled before our eyes. The island, which once consisted of 11 acres, was ecologically important as the home of nearly half of Hawaii's green sea turtle nesting. It was also the birthplace for some of the endangered Hawaiian monk seals. This transformation is yet another sign of the many changes happening on our planet and the ways in which it affects the Earth's inhabitants. As you look towards the sky, understand that although our world is in a state of transformation and life as we know it is slowly vanishing before us, the sky is always there for your eyes to behold. Thanks for watching.